just pick one and put it in there, and one and put it in here. That would be one lesson, and I just put them aside for the next one. But we're going to go on and do alphabetical. You ready? Because that's what I just did, was help her prepare the letters. Pick a bag. Pick a bag. Come on, hurry up. Okay. All right, under the table, the letter closest to Z is the winner. Okay. All right, so just reach in, grab a letter, feel it carefully. If you're not sure, you may look, you may peek. Okay, are you ready? Want you to name your letter.
V.
And which one's closest to Z?
V.
V is closer to Z, so you won those. Okay, let's do another one. I'm serious, I really want to win this. Okay. Got it? O.
W.
This is not good. Okay. Say what is closest to Z?
W.
Is
Closest to Z.
K.
C.
Awesome. K is closer to Z. On the board. P.
X. Is closest to Z.
L.
D.
So if you wanted to eventually get the student to line it up, it's clearly L is closer to Z. But that's okay. I do it. They don't have to. J.
E.
J is closer to Z. Okay, we have a tie here. I think we need to break it. One more, okay? Take it, whoever takes it wins. Ready? Oh, this is a good one. Cute.
U.
Oh, pain. Pain. Okay, so which one?
U is closer to Z.
So you take the game. Okay, let's put these back in your bag. Name and desk right.
L. S.
Oops.
P. A. T. N.
Keyword and sound, no desk writing.
Leaf. L. Sock. S. Pig. Nest. N. Table. T. Apple. A.
Keyword and sound, desk writing.
Leaf. L. Sock. S. Pig. P. Apple. A. Table. T. Nest. N.
To the board. Echo, and then name the letter as you write it.
S. S.
A.
A. A. N. N. T. T. P.
I'd like you to close your eyes and do write a letter. You feel what it is. Short swing up, look down to the baseline, below the baseline, trace back up to the midline, curve around, close, release, turn around. Now skywrite that letter and name it.
P.
Turn around and see. Erase it please and come on back. New sound today. Repeat these words after me and listen for the initial sound in each word. Ready? Dog.
Dog.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Dish.
Dish.
Door.
Door.
What do you hear at the very beginning of each of those words?
D.
D. Very good. Make that sound again and feel it. What's going on in your mouth? Look in the mirror. What do you see? And tell me.
D. D. Tapping on the pizza burn spot.
I'm sorry?
Tapping on the pizza burn spot.
On the pizza burn spot. That is new for me.
Good.
That's where I usually burn when I have pizza too. Very good. What part of the tongue is the pizza burn spot?
The tip.
The very tip. Yeah, that's the part that really hurts, doesn't it? And where is it tapping from in the mouth?
Right behind the teeth.
What teeth? Top, bottom?
Top.
Top teeth. So you put the top tip of the tongue behind the top teeth, and you're saying you tap it down? Right, I feel that too. That's great. Now, if you're using your tongue and it's blocking the air as it comes out, then that is a consonant or vowel?
Consonant.
It's a consonant sound. So d is a consonant sound. Say that.
D is a consonant sound.
Right. Let's see. Is it a voiced or unvoiced? Feel it? D. 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 Is it voiced? Do you feel anything? D.
It's voiced.
Do you feel a vibration? D.
D. Yeah.
D. Yeah, it is a voiced. So d is a voiced consonant sound. Say that.
D is a voiced consonant sound.
The key word that unlocks the sound d is dog. D. Say that.
Dog. D.
And the name of the letter that stands for the sound d is D.
D.
And the key word in sound is dog. D.
Dog. D.
Let's go to the board. When you see D in print, do this in first. This is Sarah. Okay. The cursive uses the approach stroke, curve up over and stop, trace back around, close all the way up to the top line, trace back down to the baseline, stop, and release. So let's see if that fits. You have anything it's going to? Okay. Curve up over and stop. Trace back around, pull up, close all the way to the top line, trace back down, stop, and release. Opposite. Perfect match. So I'd like you to step back at some here. And as you skywrite, say with me, curve up over and stop.
Curve up over and stop.
Trace back around.
Trace back around.
Pull up, close.
Pull up close.
To the top line.
To the top lines.
Trace down at baseline.
Straight down the baseline.
Stop.
Stop.
Release.
Release.
Great. Now saying D 3 times.
D. D. D.
Okay, step up and trace as you name it 1 time.
D.
Make an arrow and copy it as you name it.
D.
Great job. Now, erase that please and come back to the table. hold with your helping hand here. Trace as you say D 3 times.
D, D, D.
Okay, with the frame, trace and name 3 times.
D, D, D.
Make a copy as you name it.
D,
Again as you name it.
D,
Again, naming.
D,
Put your pencil at the arrow. Name with your eyes closed as you write.
D,
Again, eyes closed, name.
D.
Good. Thank you. The letter is D.
D,
Skywrite as you say D.
D,
Write the letter D as you name it.
D,
Thank you. Keyword and sound is dog. Say that.
dog, D,
Skywrite as you say that.
dog, D,
Name keyword sound as you skywrite.
D, dog, D,
Again.
D, dog, D,
Again.
D, dog, D,
Again after you echo D.
D, D, dog, D,
Write the sound D as you write the letter.
D.
Thank you. Okay, this letter belongs right here. Try to put it on there. Now when you hear the sound D, you will write the letter. So write it again here. Let's do it on cursive first to get that down. This is a curve up, over, and stop letter. So name the letter D as you write it there.
D,
And when you hear the sound D, you will write that letter in cursive as you make the sound, and you name it. D.
D,
Good. Excellent. Thank you. Capital D and lowercase d both make the sound D, as in dog. And you will find D in the initial and in the final, and you will also find it in the medial when we have more letters. You'll notice we have some base words and we have some detached syllables. So, name the letters,
D, A, D.
code, and tell me why.
Code the vowel
With
with a breathe because
there's a consonant
it's a consonant after the vowel,
making
making
it
it a closed syllable.
excellent. Now read.
Dad.
Okay, one more. Naming,
D, A, N.
code, and tell me why.
I code the vowel with a breathe because it is followed by a consonant, which makes it a closed vowel. Syllable.
Read.
Dan,
Hold the vowel a little bit. Read again.
Dan,
Apple, ah.
Apple,
Now read it through the vowel.
Dan.
Very good. Okay. Name the letters.
D-A-N.
Now that's a capital letter, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you would say capital D. Say that.
Capital D-A-N.
Code and tell me why.
I code the vowel with a brief because it is, the consonant is after it, making it a closed syllable.
Read through.
Dan.
Name the letters.
D-A-P.
Code and tell me why.
I code the vowel with a brief because a consonant is after it, making it a closed syllable.
Read.
Dab.
And name the letters.
D-A-L.
Code and tell me why.
I code the vowel with a brief because a consonant is after it, making it a closed syllable.
Read through.
Dow.
Wonderful. Now notice there are a few detached syllables that don't have meaning by themselves. They need other syllables to create meaning. So if you look at the word Dan, now we know as a name, there's also there as a base word. But here it is as a detached syllable. Can you think of any words that might have Dan in it?
Dandelion.
Dandelion. I like that better than the one I came up with. I had just had dandy. Wonderful. Dandelion. Great. And you also have dap. Can you think of any words that might have dap in it?
Dapper.
Dapper. Yes. Now that's an old-fashioned term. I'm shocked in a way that you know it. That means someone is really stylish, and usually it's a man who is very dapper, right? Great. Okay, so we do not find the sound in the medial, so I'm going to pretend we've done the final just to move ahead. We'll do the very same thing, okay? Name the letters.
T-A-D. D-A-L. P-A-D. L-A-D. D-A-P. D-A-N. S-A-D. D-A-D.
Through the vowel and stop.
Ta. Da. Pa. La. Da. Da. Sa. Da.
Through the vowel and finish.
Tad. Dow. Pad.
Hold the vowel just a little bit.
Pad.
One more time.
Pad.
Good.
Lad. Dab. Dan. Sad. Dad.
Name the letters.
A-N, capital A-N-N. P-A-D. L-A-D. D-A-P. D-A-N. S-A-T. T-A-D. P-A-N. Capital N-A-N. N-A-P. P-A-S-S.
Through the vowel and stop.
Pa, pa, ta, sa, 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 na, ta, pa,
Through the vowel and finish.
pow, lat, last, at, nat, and, cat, dow, last, now, now,
Hold on to that vowel just a little bit.
lan, lap, sow, tat, tan, tat, pat, dad.
Now, with your pencil, I would like you to code across as you read each syllable, and I will demonstrate. Dad, dad, pad, pan, pat. You start here.
Dap, pad, sad, tad, tan, tan, tan,
Tan. Good job.
lad, lan, lap, lap, lad, sap, sad, sat, lad, dap, dan, dad, pad, pal, lad, pen, dan, nap, dap, dan,
Okay, read as I point.
sad, lap, tan, dap,
Okay, code and read each word. I'll do the first. Lad. Start here.
dad, sat, a sad lad, pat, a lad,
Very nice. When you think of the words a sad lad, what do those words make you picture?
sad boy,
A boy. So you know that a lad means a boy. And when he looks sad, what do you think he looks like?
his cheeks are trembling and
Always on the verge
tears
of...
is spilling
Oh,
out.
he is very sad, right? He's very sad. That's very good. Where is he, do you think? Where do you picture him?
Sitting down, probably somewhere like under a shade or trying to stay out of sight.
Oh, so he's trying to stay away from other people. So he's alone? Doesn't want anyone to see him. It's really sad. Okay, leave him alone. A story. And we have this is our first story. I'm very excited about this. And we know that this is the title to the story. Why do you think? At the top. Do you see how it is centered? Right. And it has a capital, even though it's a name. If it was capitalized, it would be anyway, because it's the title. So I'd like you to code that word and read it for me.
Dan,
Okay, so this title of this story is Dan. Do you have any idea what this story might be about?
Dan.
It's about a Dan, whatever this Dan is. Okay, so I'd like you to code each word as you read it, just the first line.
Dan, a sad lad, sat.
Oh, you've already told me what Dan looks like and where he is, and I'm really already moved. Okay. Notice there's two commas, and they're setting apart a phrase. Can you just read that one phrase?
A sad lad.
Okay, so if I just said Dan sat, that would be fine. But now we know more about Dan, don't we? We know that Dan is a
Sad lad.
Okay. Those commas are setting apart a phrase that tells you more about Dan, right? So Dan, a sad lad, sat. Code and read the next sentence.
Dad, sat.
Oh, we have a new character. Who is it?
Dad.
Dad. Where is he sitting, do you think?
Next to Dad. It's
I would,
Dan.
that's what I picture. I think he's come over and joined Dan under his tree where he's hiding, right? Continue.
A tad sad Dan.
I like how you raised your voice. That question mark tells you that he's asking him something, right? Who's talking?
Dad.
Dad is speaking. We know that because of these quotation marks and because the comma is telling you who is being spoken to, right? And the only other character in this is Dad, correct? So that's a good assumption. I think we can assume that Dad is talking to Dan. What's he asking him?
If he's sad.
He's sad. How sad?
A little sad.
That's tad, isn't it? Just a tad sad. That's right. That word means just a little. Very good. So, I don't know, from your description it looks like, boy, are you sad, but Maybe Dad doesn't think that's too sad, so tad sad, Dan? Code and read the final sentence.
Pat a sad lad dad.
Now, are there quotation marks here? So no one's speaking, which is strange. I'm not sure, but somebody's being told to do something. What are you picturing in this sentence? Pat a sad lad dad. What do you picture?
The narrator is telling Dad to pat Dan
How do you think he's going to pat him?
on the head.
Sort of like, would that make you feel better? I don't know.
Depending.
It might. You know, I'm more, what would you do if you met someone who was really sad, or tad sad rather? Would you pat them on the head?
Give him a hug and a piece of candy.
Next time I'm sad, I'm going to seek you out. Great. Okay. I need to borrow your cards, Laura. Thank you very much. This is called being ready for everything, right? So I would have had those set aside. Okay. Now we're looking here at 2 syllable words. We're going to take some of those detached syllables you've been learning and putting them together into whole words. So we have one, we have the other, I'm going to link them, and it's going to make a complete word. So how you do this is code and read this word. Send down. Now you're going to code them both here quietly. And read that with an accent on the first syllable. Sandal. Right, good. The word is?
Sandal.
Now the accent tells you that that syllable is a little higher and louder than the other one. So to make that a little bit easier to hear, I'm going to go sandal. Sandal. I can feel it in my jaw too. Say it. Sandal. Do you feel your jaw drop a little more for the first syllable? Sandal.
Sandal.
Which makes you realize if your jaw comes back up, why the A doesn't say ah anymore, right? We don't go sandal. We swallow it a little bit. Sandal. Again?
Sandal.
Okay, I'd like you to do the next one. Code each syllable and then code them together and read it as one word. Go ahead.
Less. Down.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Perfectly beautiful. Okay. All right. Thank you. Code. No. Trace as you name the letter.
D.
Make an arrow and do it again, naming as you write.
D.
Make an arrow and name as you write.
D.
Great. Okay, here's your pencil. Write the letter L as you name it. First, I'd like you to skywrite it as you name it.
L.
Write it as you name it.
L.
Good. Skywrite as you say S.
S.
Write as you name it.
S.
Now when you link D with other letters, you're going to take that release stroke and go into another curve up over and stop and make that an A. Okay? So trace that as you name the letters.
D. A.
Now copy as you name each of those letters.
D. A.
Good. Thank you. Add.
Add.
As you read, I'd like you to run your finger under it.
Add.
Your other hand.
Add.
Very good. Change add to an.
An.
Change an to dan.
Dan.
Change dan to dap.
Dap.
Change dap to dal.
Dal.
Change dal to lad.
Lad.
Change lad to add.
Add.
Change add to d.
D.
Good. Thank you. Pencil disappeared. Do you have it? Thank you. Okay. Now starting here, I'm going to give you one sound at a time. Keep your pencil ready for the next one. Ooh. Ah.
Ah.
D.
D.
Code and read.
Lad.
Right here. D. This is a detached syllable. D.
D.
Ah.
Ah.
Code and read.
Dab.
As you tap, listen for the whole syllable first. Dad.
Dad. D. Ah. D. Dad.
Sound as you write.
D. Ah. D.
Code and read.
Dad.
Tapping. Lad.
Lad. L. Ah. D. Lad. L. Ah. D. Lad.
Without tapping. Lap.
Lap. L. Ah. Lap.
Now, a phrase is a group of words that can be said together, have meaning, but not be a complete sentence. I'm going to give you one. Before you write, though, listen carefully and repeat after me. A sad lad.
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 As you say each word, sound it.
A sad.
Sounding.
D. D.
Code from the beginning and read.
A sad lad.
Beautifully spelled. I would like to be the student and show you a little bit more what I want you to do when you do a phrase and sentence, okay? So give me that same sentence, that same phrase, give it to me.
A sad lad.
A sad lad.
A sad lad.
A sad lad.
A sad.
Say it again.
A sad lad.
A sad lad. A sad s a d lad. Ooh. A d a sad lad. What did I do differently? Did you notice anything at all? Because what I was looking for was for you to say each word before you sounded it. So, sad, s-a-d, lad, u-a-d. Okay? Let's practice one more, okay? A tan pan.
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 Now say each word and sound each sound.
Tan. A tan pan.
Go through that. Read as you go.
A tan pan.
Excellent. Okay. We'll do more of those. Now, as I point, I'd like you to read these words.
Lad, dad, dap, lap.
Excellent. And the phrase that you spelled?
A sad lad. A tan pan.
Thank you. Okay. So today you've learned a new sound. You learned the letter D, and the key word is
Dog.
dog. And the sound that D makes is D. Very good. Can you desk write a D for me in cursive?
D.
Good. If you need to look, you can always find it in your chart. Okay. You also learned that you could read two-syllable words, right? So I'd like you to name the letters.
S-A-N-D-A-L. Sandal.
Name the letters, capital.
Capital D-A-L-L-A-S. Dallas.
Very nice, okay. You've also learned that there are sounds that are unvoiced, correct? Can you give me an example of one of the sounds we've learned that would be unvoiced? T is unvoiced, very good. How about the voiced vibrating sound? Can you give me an example of one of those that we've learned? Very much so, yes, because it's open and voiced. Now, a consonant is a sound that's blocked and can be voiced or unvoiced, correct? So what would be an example of a consonant that is voiced?
D.
D, a new one today, very nice. We have learned vowels are open and always voiced, and the only one we've learned is very good. And when you put a vowel in a syllable that has a consonant right after it, it becomes what we call a
Closed syllable.
and it's coded with a brief, very nice. And you've learned syllables are a group of sounds that are said with one push of the breath. Some of them are base words. A single syllable base word would be
Tap.
yes. And a detached syllable would be a syllable that doesn't have meaning, like sand in sandal. Good. A comma means when you're reading, you
Yeah.
what?
It's extra information. No.
Yes,
you
that's
pause.
true. It's both. It gives you extra information and it makes you pause as you read. Very good. And this is a sentence frame. The sentence begins with a
Capital.
Did we do this yet? And then ends with a period. No, not yet.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I thought we had. Anywho, so that is my lesson for you. Thank you, Kaylee, very much for that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I felt like stopping every once in a while and talking to you, but that would not been very appropriate. Does anyone have any questions about what they saw at all?
Okay, so when you had her saying the phrases, the bottom of pan, and you're doing it different, and you're stressing it, is that, were you doing part of verbal expression, or you just, that was just,
Part of spelling.
so having her say a tan pan, is that,
Yeah.
okay.
What we're starting to do is assist the students in that memory of longer words, longer groups of words. So you start with a phrase, and you send very simple and very short, a sad lad. And you say it several times with different inflections, at least three times, to be sure they have it. If they're still struggling, keep saying it. because you want them to be independent in saying sad, and as they sound, lad. And it helps them retain longer and longer strings of words. You'll be getting into sentences eventually doing the same thing. That's the first time you're being asked to do a phrase in spelling, okay? Do a couple with them, and they notice that when a student is struggling with the procedures, you don't just let it slide. You stop and practice that procedure by modeling it or giving them another opportunity with correction to get it right, okay? You don't want them to continually not do the procedures correctly because it loses the therapeutic impact, okay?
Along the same lines, when you asked her to stop and be the teacher, so
that was modeling.
That was your modeling. That was a correction technique for her to see the right way to do it.
And then I gave her an opportunity to practice it correctly. Okay, that's a part of therapy, is to give them the opportunity to get it right. You don't just correct them. You always want to give them that opportunity, and you want to model it properly. Or you can just tell them, next time I want you to say each word. But this is a brand new thing, isn't it? And if it's brand new and they haven't done it, I should have even modeled before I even asked her to do it. You know, it would have been intelligent of me to do that, rather than expect you to just know what to do. So obviously she needed that, okay?
When you use different inflections with the phrases sad lad, you do not, I assume at this point, expound that might change, like, depending on what you were saying. Like a sad lad might cry. A sad lad, as opposed to a lass, or I mean, you don't ever expound. You just
expounding is against the rules.
Okay,
anyway.
That's like a word you just don't use.
No.
But I mean, you don't point out that that it might mean something different.
No, not unless
depending on how
verbal
you
expression.
say it.
You might. There's some verbal expression activities where you might explore how different inflections or emphasis can change the meaning of a word. But you know, we don't want to get carried away with the fact that we know more than they do, and I'll trust you. You do. You know more than they do, and you can say, "Oh, guess what this means," or whatever. You want to keep it to their level, and all you're practicing right now is memory retention, not necessarily meaning, because you're spelling. So stay with what you're doing, you know, and not explore comprehension at this point. Okay. Great activity though for verbal expression later. Okay.
Did you do any verbal expression?
Not this time. It wasn't included in this lesson. Okay. We'll get more into verbal expression at another time. Now, with the time we have remaining, which is just enough, I'd like you to break up into your teams and practice doing D. Just like that. Okay? If you have any questions, I will